Well, hello there. We're back. Completely different fish tank. Not only that, let's put this food in here and hope these fishies eat it. We've got, and there they go, excellent. We've got ourselves different fish. Tiny little tank and two baby festae cichlids. I've just fed them, as you've seen. I've had them now for about 48 hours. This is the first time I've seen them willingly come out and eat, which makes me very happy. I just softened up about 10 to 15 of these guys in water so I could squash them and get them to sink. And the reason I've done that is because I know at the pet shop where I purchased these fish, sorry about my camera work, I just moved, I was told that the fish were eating sinking pellets. So that's why I've made it so that the pellets sunk, and I know the baby fish are going to be hungry. These two festae, probably, well, I'd say maybe 5 centimeters long. They're tiny little guys. I know you can't even see them properly, but I'm going to try and share my story of my little festae with you, because I've done something which sort of seems crazy, and that is, due to my health, I've had a bad back for a couple of years. I've offloaded my big dovii, Pablo, which makes me very sad, and the big giant fish tank that I made for him. So these little dudes are super skittish. I've even had to point a light towards the tank, which isn't actually above the tank, because they don't like the bright light shining down on them. I'm sure in time they'll come out of their shell, but I know festae are quite shy fish by nature. And yeah. But yeah, so I've had to get rid of my, I didn't have to, but I chose to for myself so I can manage a smaller tank easier. To change species and tanks. And I have to say, and I'll be honest, I love dovii and they are my favourite cichlid. However, there are several other species that I really admire, and festae is definitely one of them. I might back away here and see if they want to come and eat that food. It might be a bit funny because I'm really close to the tank. I love festae, which you can't see very well because of that terrible light, but they're hovering around that little filter there, so hopefully if I back off they might head back towards the food soon. I don't know. Yeah, I love festae, and I don't mind certain red devils, depending on what they look like. I know there's citronellum, there's leviathan, I believe you pronounce it. So there's a couple of different species in red devils, but what I can tell you is I like big males of really any male cichlid really that gets big and nuchal hump, and I like fish that get that old man look about them when they get older, big brutes, and male festae certainly get that way as well, although you don't really see a whole lot of them out there, to be honest. In fact, just doing a bit of Googling and a bit of YouTubing, I've discovered that I haven't been able to find a whole lot of examples of large male festae. There's a few around, but not like dovii and umbies and things. You find plenty of big male pictures of those. from over the years, but festae, not so much. Love red devils, umbies, yeah, manigans or jags. Not a flower horn fan. I'm old school and I really like true species of fish that naturally occur in the wild. I love trimax. You know, love all your vages, all your synspillums, bacordi, biface, fenestratum, all that sort of stuff. Love all them. But yeah, I chose to go with festae because A, they were available at my local, but also I just think they're a beautiful looking fish. The males and the females especially, of course, when they're in breeding colour. But, you know, the look of a big gold, deep-headed male festae to me is very attractive. And certainly not as aggressive as, say, a dovii or an umbie, but certainly, you know, will hold their own when they spawn. And not that I'm interested in spawning fish, and in actual fact I have two here. However, I'll only be keeping one. Once I can determine their sexes, the other one will go. And I've got them in a really small tank right now. It's a 3 foot long tank by 1.5 foot deep from the top to the bottom, and I believe it's 15 inches from the front to the back. So that's definitely not going to be their forever tank. It's not even their grow out tank. In fact, this tank is only just a holding tank, because behind me I have another tank which is somewhat bigger, which will be a temporary grow out tank, and there'll come a point where I'll upgrade again. And knowing me, because I like big cichlids and I like big fish tanks, even though I've got a sore back, I reckon I'll probably end up getting maybe a 6x2x2 or something to that effect eventually for one big single festae. And I'm contemplating getting maybe like a Plecostomus or something to put in there, just to give it a bit of company, so it's not a completely solo fish its whole life. I don't want to put other cichlids in there because I want the festae to be in pristine condition. I don't want it to have any fin damage or mouth damage or anything like that. I want it to be a nice example of a beautiful healthy male. Got no idea if any of these two are males yet, but I will in time. Wouldn't even try and vent these fish at the moment. They're that small, I don't think you could hardly see their vents. And I don't like venting fish if I can avoid it. I'd rather just wait a couple of months, and I reckon I'll be able to pick a male if there's one in there. And if I've got two females, well, perhaps I'll go down a different route and keep a female until I can find a male, and then I might have a breeding pair. So it all just depends how it works out. But yeah, so I thought I'd give an update to what's going on in my fish world. This video's quality, especially with that light, is pretty horrendous, I know. The tank that the fish are going to be going in is a 4 foot tank, and it is, well, about 20 inches deep and 20 inches front to back. So it's decent, but I wouldn't call it a big tank by any means. My last tank, the one that I made that was in my dovii videos, was 7 feet long, 3 foot deep and 3 foot front to back, and held 1,500 litres of water. Anything smaller than that now to me just seems small. Even a 6x2 foot to me seems like a small tank, because I'm used to a big giant tank. But I know in reality a 6x2 foot tank with one single festae and maybe a pleco or a different catfish in there is more than adequate to grow him out to, you know, I'm sure I'd like to see a festae get up to a 14 plus inch size with a potential nuchal hump as it gets older. So that's my goal right now. I was close to getting manigans, but I sort of thought what I like is the side profile of a fish with the shape of festae, that deep, you know, it's a deep sort of bodied shape that I like, instead of an elongated looking shape. I know big old manigons get that big rounder back and belly body shape going, but they never have that really deep head shape like some other species do, and I quite like that look. Don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but I think anyone who knows about cichlids would understand what I'm saying. Look at these little dudes. Just tiny little fishies. Not exciting at this stage, but they are exciting to me because they're a species that I really like, and being typical cichlids, right now you can see them on the screen, they're doing a bit of tail slapping at each other. They're funny little buggers. They one finds a spot it wants to hang out, and then the other one wants to hang out with it, and then they fight over it. They're truly just like kids, as cichlids are. You know, just a quick glance around at this other tank that they're going to be going in. Just get a zoom in on that. Little guys, there they are. Okay, quick glance around across here. That's the home that they're going to be going in. Doesn't look that pretty from here right now, but that's the home they're going to be going in soon. In fact, in a couple of days, and that's provided the tank doesn't leak. I've resealed that tank, as unfortunately the person I got it off didn't tell me the truth, and the tank in fact did have a leak. It had a crack that I repaired and I knew about. I got the tank extremely cheap, almost free, but sadly the person wasn't upfront with me, and I actually did test the tank and discover that it had another leak as well as the crack that I repaired. This video is now 12 minutes long, so I'm gonna go, and my next video will probably be an update video of these guys in their new tank, provided that all goes well. Sorry about that crappy quality of video there. I was trying to view the fish, but that light's just too bright. All this gravel and filtrations out of the big giant tank, so I was good enough. I could keep the biological situation going to put these guys into this tank. The water's all out of the giant tank as well that the Dovi used to be in, so you got to think ahead when you have to have a biological situation with fish. But anyway, I can talk about that another time. Alright guys, I'm going to go 13 minutes. That's one long video for such little guys, which you don't even hardly see. Okay, but thanks for watching, and we'll update soon. Thank you, bye bye.